Choices, no matter how big, can ultimately change the structure of our world. Shay Patrick Cormac was once an assassin, dedicated to the code and loyal to his friends. But when his trust for the assassins were tested, he made a decision that would ultimately bring an end to the Brotherhood and his trust for the assassins. But what happens when a decision fueled by anger never happened in the first place? What happened if one ought to stop and think? What if, by simply stopping and thinking, it could change someone's life for the better or for the worst? Follow me as we travel to a brand new part of our vast multiverse. As today we shall ponder, what if Shay Cormac remained an assassin? To ensure that no nation would fall after Portugal due to the precursor sites, instead of stealing the manuscript, Shay Patrick Cormac thought it would be best to seek out new leads on his own. His friend Liam tried to stop him, but Shay sailed off in the Morrigan aimlessly as his journey began. His travels had taken him to New York, and with the help of his new friend, Christopher Gist, they did what they could to find more information of the precursor sites, and also met up with a fellow assassin, Haytham Kenway, who gives him a hint to use the observatory in the West Indies to find what they are looking for. Shay then goes to see RWBY to request the location of the observatory, but RWBY refused, knowing how much trouble it caused. But Shay's steadfast plea to stop the assassins from killing innocents and destroying cities had touched RWBY, and he agreed to help. Considering the same thing happened to Haiti moments before Shay left the Brotherhood. The observatory needed a sample of blood for its projections, and while Haytham gathered his troops, Shay, with the help of assassin friends Liam, Hope, Le Chasseur, Chevalier, and S.W.I, with the extra help of James Cook and Benjamin Franklin, Shay had all that he needed to head to the observatory in Long Bay and find more sights. But Achilles still refused to believe Shay and tells him to watch himself before he destroys everything. At Long Bay, Shay and RWBY, along with Haytham and his friend Charles Lee, entered the observatory and saw what they were looking for. But among the sights, one of them stood out above the rest, as if it controlled not just one nation, but the entire world. And that is when Haytham and Charles Lee made their move as they killed RWBY and shot Shay before destroying the observatory with the two assassins inside. But Shay got himself and RWBY's corpse out just in time. At his dying breath, RWBY asks, "What have you done to Shay?" Shay was taken back as Long Bay burnt down to the ground. Shay then hands over his hidden blades over to Achilles back in America, only to be told that he was right. Achilles did in fact went to see a sight, only to see what Shay had said was right. And if the Templars have found something that could control the entire world and even destroy it, he would stand by Shay to make sure that he will do what is right and stop Haytham and Charles Lee. After facing the armada of Templar ships with James Cook's help at the Bermuda Triangle, the place where the site is, Shay fights against Haytham, but Shay chose to spare Haytham, as Haytham would yell the word Connor. Knowing that he had a son, how could Shay kill him? And without Haytham to warn the others about these sites, the Templars may continue their search for precursor sites. All that was left was one man, Charles Lee. Shay, Liam, Hope, Kasegawase, and Achilles enter the site to find out that Lee has already found the artifact. But it then fuses with Charles Lee, turning him into an entity equal to that of a god. The assassin struggled, and Achilles lost a leg in the process. But as Hope and Kasegawase got him out, Shay and Lee stayed behind to stop Lee. And as Lee imploded from an overload of otherworldly energy, the temple began to collapse. Liam picked up an injured Shay and threw him to safety as he fell, sacrificing himself so that Shay could live on. The world remained intact, but Liam was lost. Shay fell onto his knees and mourned for his friend, his comrade, his brother. The years went by, and thanks to Haytham Kenway's appeals, the Assassin and Templar war that has shed many bloodshed was finally over. But for Shay Patrick Cormac, his journey was not over. What Lee found was deadly, but there must be other temples just like it. So he and Gist travelled the world to make sure what happened in the Bermuda Triangle never happens again, but not before stopping by France to save a fellow assassin from an attack on his life. His name, Charles Dorian.
Are you sure that's the case? I mean, I thought we were destroying that artifact by now, but to think there was another one in this location? Are you really going to be okay all by yourself? If it's anything like what Charles Lee found years ago, then I can't simply leave it unchecked. Don't you worry, I'll be fine. And Connor's time will come soon. But until then, I need to see this out. Well, just don't get yourself killed this time, okay? I don't want to lose another captain. I don't think it will come to that. Now take my leave. Thank you again, Master Guest. This artifact. Something weird about it. It doesn't look precursor. It looks more like...
Last, after so long, I finally have it. Now, my plans for the multiverse can begin.
Wait! You can't mess with that. It has more power than you realize. It'll destroy you. You don't...
No. Shay Patrick Cormac, you think I'm not used to these artifacts by now? I will get what I want, even if you won't let me. So, will you join me, or will you die? No, I think I've seen you made your choice. Reaper, kill him.
Wait. What was that? What was that?